Hello there and welcome back. Today we talk about this beautiful unit, the Teaching Machines Wellspring. I had my eyes on it since a while. They sent me a unit, so we will go through that. But before, I want to read you the credo of this company because it sounds like my own credo. As a company, we are aiming to walk a narrow path between simplicity and functionality. That is exactly what I like in instrument. The Wellspring, I thought it was just a beautiful stereo spring reverb, which is not usual to have a stereo spring reverb, but actually it offers you a preamp, two separate delay, one for the left channel, one for the right, a modulation section, very simple yet super powerful, and then the spring. It's just one knob to bring the spring in. I love spring reverbs because they bring this sort of acoustic, real-world sound into my synth, into my electronic stuff. Actually, it's the sound that is traveling through two 15 inches isolated spring inside the box. So basically, it's your sound that vibrate the unit and create the reverb. And that fascinates me a lot. Before going on, a few ways you can support my page. You might have noticed that I'm not doing a lot of demos anymore. I want to keep this channel music-oriented, and the few instruments that I will talk about, it's instrument that I wanted, that I really like, and I personally reached out to the company to have a collaboration. So if you want to support, if you want to keep this channel as is, oh, my cat just jumped on my mug. That said, if you want to keep things like this, if you want me to publish more music, you can become a Patreon, and in Patreon you will find a lot of exclusive content. I will reply to all of your questions, and I will do a lot of demo there, and I also will do all the breakthrough of all the track that I publish here. You can buy from the affiliate link down below, save exact amount of money for you, and I get a tiny percentage, so it's a win-win situation. And finally, you can just subscribe and hit the like button here, share this content, and go maybe listen to my music in Bandcamp, SoundCloud, all the streaming platform, and that's it. That is the easiest and cheapest way to support me. So, without further ado, I created a few sequences. I'll go through that and we will listen what this machine can do. First thing, you have an input section with a clip indicator. The machine can clip, can distort, and it sounds good. Let's bring it in. At the end, you have an output, which you can tame the sound if it gets too much. Here you have your on and off and the guitar or line input. You can basically use a high impedance input if you want. All right, so the machine has a first part, which is comprised by the two delay and the modulation. They go into a filter, and then from here they go into the springs. And finally, you have this magic button. The magic button basically recirculates the spring sound into the delays. And it works even if the spring reverb is at 0. So it's a pretty interesting thing. Let's start with the first section. So, you have a dry wet here. I am zeroing all the modulation. So right now we will listen just to the delay. Let's bring it in. So, time 1 and time 2 can be set in two different ways. Follow means that the time 2 is following the tempo of the time 1, which is not up tempo, it's you have to hear. And then you have a free, so basically there the two delay, the left and right, are completely separated, and you can create very interesting things. For the sake of this presentation, we put it in follow. When it's in follow, time 2 basically make it shorter or faster or slower, but following the time of time 1. Then you have your feedback. Let's put it together. And then you have a parallel or ping pong. These, of course, make the two delay one after another in parallel or open up as a ping pong delay. Then from here, you have the modulation section, can be as a ramp, as a sawtooth, or a sine. And you have a multiplicator factor, so this is multiplied by 1, and this is 2. And you can send this modulation to the delay and to the filter. So if you send it to the delay, let's use a slow one, it will change the time delay, creating the sort of warbliness we all love. Let's listen. When you can see by here, it modulates, and you have the possibility of syncing left and right, meaning that the modulation will be equal for the both delay, or invert. So basically, while one is modulated, the other one is not. It's very interesting. And it sort of creates this weird warbliness in a very stereo way. Then you have the modulation, stop that, and you can send it to the filter. But first, let's go to the filter. You have a multi-mode filter, which can be high pass, band pass, low pass, and notch, which basically create a sort of equalization. Sounds really good. Everything is very crunchy. I love it. So if we add the modulation to the filter, now you can hear. I really like the sawtooth and very slow. Now I'm modulating both the filter and the delay, so it has a sort of warbliness and filtering at the same time. Now from here we go into the springs. Let's tune off everything and let's bring just the spring. Very little to say. It's just very beautiful. This is fully. Let's bring together delay, some distortion. Let's bring it down. Let's play with the delay. I brought the feedback back. Now, the last thing, magic. Magic recirculate the spring, even if the spring is at 0, into the delay. Let's listen. This creates this long swell and ambient, interesting texture. You need to tame it. Don't leave it at the maximum because it goes crazy. But you can bring the spring to 0 and have magic. And I find that sounds really nice. Let's listen now on drums. To set the delay, I like to set it to follow, put the time 2 in the middle, and set time 1. Nice. We are in bandpass. As you can hear, the modulation change the delay time and create this very nice texture. Let's bring the spring in. I turned off these. Listen that. Let's drive it. The more you push it, you feel this classic sound of springs. And I love to play with the magic knob by hand, creating swells and then tame them back. Just to give you an idea, this is the completely dry sound. And I love having the Wellspring in the master bus. I mean, now it's on send, but it can work magic as things that glue everything together. Especially if you want something crunchy, something with vibe, with mojo. I'm not worried about the fact that there's no tap tempo, because somehow, by design, this is a machine that allows you to find a lot of sweet spot. And of course, you don't have to go this crazy, but listen now, like there's a lot of nice things going on that don't disturb the main line. And we go from this to this beautiful ambience I really like. Okay, I hooked up my Perkons because I wanted to give you an idea on how it sounds with more dark and techno-ish sounds. I have this thing going on. I'm not using the Perkons effects, so it's just as clean as it gets. So let's bring in the sound. Machine is zeroed, let's bring in the delay. Let's uncouple the delay. Really like it already. Let's put it in ping pong. I prefer in parallel. Now let's use some modulation. Let's time it nicely. Now let's play with the filter. Let's put it in low pass. This is fully open. Let's use band pass. And let's add some modulation. Like it. Let's bring in the spring. Not a lot, just like this, and let's now bring magic. This is without, and this is with. See, even playing with the delay time, which usually is a no, in this case make things very interesting. I'm clipping a bit to add more distortion. Beautiful. See, now we have a very, very long delay, and of course, being a bucket brigade, it introduces a lot of artifacts and weird sound. So let's try this more straight rhythm. Let's bring in the spring first. Let's bring in now the delays in high pass. Again, I find it very easy to find the sweet spot that I like. And the machine really has to be played, like, nice. Careful. This is for samples. It's a great amusement park. You can play a lot and just record and then have something unique. So if you love analog vibes and you love reverbs and delays, this machine really offers you a lot. It's not the cheapest. I think it goes for 1,700 euros, but the build quality is amazing and the quality of the sound is amazing. If you think about it, you will have in just one unit all the possibility that you need. 2 delay, a modulation section, filtering, spring, and some magic, you know. So that's it. I hope this was interesting, and I'll see you next week.